Good evening, Facebook. Good evening, everybody. Hope you all have had a wonderful Sunday, a super Sunday. It's so good to see all of you here on this evening. And tonight we are going to learn how to bake gingerbread cookies, and also banana pudding. So those are the two items that are on our agenda for tonight. Again, I hope you all had a great day. Share with your friends that we're online so that you can learn how to bake gingerbread cookies and banana pudding. We're going to start out with the gingerbread cookies because I want them to chill a little bit before we place them in the oven. So we're gonna go ahead and start with that, and then we'll do the banana pudding and the process while they're chilling, and then we come back to the gingerbread cookies and put them in the oven. All right. All right. So the first thing we want to do with the pudding, let me reset my camera so you all can see what I am doing. So the first thing we want to do is to sift the flour and the other spices together for the gingerbread cookies. So I have already proportioned everything. So we're going to add 2 1/4 cup of flour, and I always use self-rising flour. I'm a little lazy, you know, about putting just the extra salt and baking soda in with the all-purpose flour, but I already use the self-rising flour that has it all done for you. So I'm going to put that in the sifter. And again, if you don't have a regular sifter, you can use a colander. And this one has a lot of holes in it, and it sifts really well. So I'm going to put that in along with 3/4 teaspoons of cinnamon. I already have it pre-measured, so I'm going to sift that in. And sifting it all together really combines those ingredients together. So we want to make sure that we have the spices really intertwined with the flour. We're going to add 2 teaspoons of ginger. I'm going to pour that in. And we're also going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of clover, the ground clover. Pour that in. And then we're going to sift. And if you see how easy it is to sift with the colander, it works very well. And it doesn't take that long. All right, so that is done. So now we're going to put this aside, and we're going to come back to this in just a little bit. Okay, now we're getting ready to cream the sugar and the butter together. So we're going to add 1 cup of sugar, which is already pre-measured. We're going to pour that in the bowl. Excuse me, I still got this cough. And we're going to add 3/4 cup of butter. I took the butter out of the refrigerator this morning so that it would soften. So we're going to go ahead and add that to the sugar. So 3/4 cups of butter is about 1.5 sticks of butter. So we're going to take about half of this butter here and add that. And we're going to mix it really well. Let's see. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Minister Grady, Cheryl. And I think I saw Aunt Pearl and Angela and Kathy. Kathy, please make sure Carol is on. So we want to mix this really well until it's nice and fluffy. Y'all excuse my voice, I'm still just a little hoarse. So we're mixing that really well. want to make sure we get all the butter off of the spoon here so that it mixes well with the sugar. So we'll see how nice and fluffy the sugar and the butter is mixed. Now we're going to add in one egg. We're going to add the egg in. Then we're going to make sure we stir that in really well. Hi, Valerie. Okay, see how the egg makes it even more fluffy? All right, excuse me again. All right, so now we're gonna add a tablespoon of water. And we're going to add 1/4 cup of molasses. Molasses is made from the sugar cane, like what's left over or not left over in the process of making sugar syrup. So we're going to mix that all together. Just trying to see if I had some questions there or comments. Thank you, Kathy, for sending Carol a message. So you want to mix that really well. All right, so here's the mixture with the water and the molasses. Now we're going to go back and we're going to add our dry ingredients. I had a, oh, here it is. So I'm just going to add a couple cups here and mix that in really well. My flour's getting away from it like I did last week. And I like to make the cookies by hand without using the hand mixer. All right, so we're going to add in some more flour. I'm going to mix that really well. Hi, Verna. And we had a good service today. We actually appreciated our pastor on today, Pastor Livingston. Again, like I mentioned last week, that this is October is Pastor Appreciation Week. Make sure you appreciate your pastor in some type of way. Send him a card, give her some flowers, a nice gift. Then we're going to add in the rest of the flour. We're just going to go ahead and pour the rest of that in. And if I have any volunteers who want to come and help me wash dishes afterwards, you know, I'm up for that as well. I usually like to wash dishes as I go before the presentation. You know, we don't want to prolong the time. But that's one thing that my mother taught me, to always wash the dishes as you go along. That way you won't have a whole lot of them at the end. All right, so the dough is coming together really nicely here. All right, so this is the gingerbread dough. So I'm going to place this in another container. I'm going to put it in the not the microwave, I think I said that last week. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator and let it chill a little bit while we make the banana pudding. And the banana pudding, we're gonna make it from scratch. So let me go ahead and find another bowl here. Thought I had one down. going to go ahead and pour this in. All right. Make sure we get all this. Let me wash this off really quickly. But I do have my water prepared, you know. Make sure we get all the dough off the spoon. And also I'm doing one more scoop out the bowl. Make sure we get all the dough out of the bowl that we can. All right, so I'm going to place this in the refrigerator. Let me get the lid. It's not there. All right, so we're done with the gingerbread dough. I'm going to move this over here, out of the way. I'm going to move the camera so you can see what I'm doing over here on the stove. I'm going to prop that up a little bit. Hopefully you can see it. And this is, again, banana pudding, excuse me, that is made from scratch. So the first thing we're going to add in 2 cups of white sugar. Oh, that's the flour, but the flour will go in as well. We're going to add in a cup of flour, 2 cups of white sugar, one more cup of white sugar, excuse me, and we're going to add in 6 eggs. So I'm going to go ahead and crack these eggs here. And the eggs need to be scrambled here or mixed. Let me get one more egg out the refrigerator. So we have our 6 eggs, and we're gonna mix them together, whisk them together. And I think I saw Valerie was asking if she can try the banana pudding. Certainly you can. Just let me know when you're coming. All right, so we got the eggs mixed pretty well, and we're going to pour this in. And I'm going to add 4 cups of heavy cream. I can find my measuring cup again. I have a few of them lying around, and I thought I had all of them out. Oh, here we go. Okay, we're going to add 4 cups of heavy cream. Hello, Marie. Okay, and my last cup here. And we're going to mix this all together. I'm going to change spoons here because I don't want to ruin the pot with the metal thing here. And we're going to place this on low heat. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on while I mix it. And it'll probably take about maybe 10 minutes for it to get a little bit thicker. So I'm gonna sort of cheat just a little bit and have the oven up a little bit higher so it won't take as long. And you need to make sure that you're constantly stirring the pot so the pudding would not stick to the bottom of the pot. And if you walk away for a little while and you come back, you may have a few burned places at the bottom of the pot. Okay, I see that at process, I want to try also, I always use the instant pudding. It's been years since I've had banana pudding from scratch. You do know what from scratch is, don't you? And actually, Aunt Pearl, I made some, I was gonna do both with the instant, the pudding and also from scratch, but since the scratch takes a little bit longer, I decided to not do that on tonight, but I did make some earlier. I took some to Mom's house today, and it was really good. It was really yummy to the tummy. Everybody liked it, but for this demonstration, I wanted to do it from scratch. And Karen says she remember her mom used to do it this way as well. And talking to my mom earlier, she used to do it this way as well. Or at times, I don't think she did it all the time, but at times she did it this way. But I was telling them that, can you truly have banana pudding from scratch if you use vanilla wafers, the Nabisco vanilla wafers? So that's the only thing that would not be from scratch, are the vanilla wafers. You have to use the vanilla wafers. So we're mixing. I'm going to turn the oven up a little bit more. And the instant pudding that I made, I used cream cheese. And it was really, really good. Yep, everyone has gotten used to those little boxes. That instant vanilla pudding. For some reason, my burner is not getting hot enough. But we'll continue to work with it. And I went to visit my favorite store on yesterday, because before I was washing the bowls, the mixing bowls, and I said, well, I need another bowl with a stand on it. So I went back to my favorite store, Goodwill, and I found another bowl with a stand on it so I wouldn't have to wash the bowl while I'm in the process of trying to give the demonstrations. And tonight when we make the gingerbread cookies, we'll make it without a cookie cutter. I searched for a cookie cutter for a couple of days now, and I was not able to find a gingerbread cookie cutter. So, but we'll show you how you can do the gingerbread man without the cookie cutter. Hello, Larry. And if you signed on earlier and I didn't see your name, hi. And as before, if you have any questions and for some reason I can't get to your questions, I'll answer them tonight or tomorrow. So the pudding is starting to thicken up now. We're gonna probably go another 5 minutes or so, let it thicken up a little bit more. So hope you all are ready for your work week. Tomorrow is Monday. You know those Mondays roll around really fast, especially when you have a busy weekend and a busy day like I had on today. Okay, now after this process, after the pudding gets a little bit thicker, I'm going to add in cream cheese and some butter and also vanilla flavoring. Hello, Nicole. So these are some good recipes that you all can prepare for the holidays. You know, we have Thanksgiving coming up, Christmas coming up, and all the holidays parties. So if you decide to go with this recipe, you can tell everybody, I made banana pudding from scratch. And it's going to be just wonderful. All right, so it's starting to thick up a little bit more. I'm going to cheat a little bit more and turn it up some more. So I've been trying to get some guests. Oh yeah, let me tell you all guys about this. I was talking to my brother Michael. So whenever I go out to Texas at times, we will have a cookie baking contest. And he has won twice, but the judges are his daughters, so I told him that he was cheating. But the cookies that he make are just wonderful. But the thing is, he would not give me his recipe to share with you all. So I need for you all to send him a message and just call him a party pooper. And hey, ask him to please give us the recipe so we can learn how to make those cookies. But I'm going to turn the heat a little bit down. So maybe one of you all can convince him. I couldn't convince him. But we like to have those friendly competitions with baking whenever I go out there. Okay, you see the pudding is getting thicker and thicker. Valerie, I don't know what they're called, and I cannot remember all the ingredients that are in the cookies. But they are really nice and chewy. They're really good. I'm going to go ahead and turn the stove off. Just to mix this a little bit more. And then I'm going to transfer this to another bowl and add the other ingredients in it. I'm going to take this off the burner. I'm going to come back over here. So if y'all miss me, here I am. I'm going to get another bowl. And actually, let me wash this cup out real quick here. You know when you think you have everything that you need and you don't? You know, I try to sit there and think, well, what am I going to need? What could possibly come up? All right. So I'm going to transfer the pudding to this bowl here. Then we're going to add in the cream cheese. And we're going to mix it. Let me put this here so I won't burn the counter. So it's really thick. And make sure you're careful whenever you're mixing a hot ingredient. So let me put that there. I think it's light enough now I can pick up the pot. Okay, I'm gonna add an 1/8 ounce of cream cheese. Excuse me. And I'm gonna add in 3 tablespoons of butter, remaining butter that I had left over. I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of vanilla. All right, I'm going to use the mixer for this part. Make sure that's locked in there. These are the bloopers of cooking live. I think they're both in there now. Okay. Batter is really thick here. Okay, I'm going to add about 1/2 cup of milk. It's good to have a lot of measuring cups around. So we're going to mix a little bit more. Makes a lot of pudding. Hi, Leslie. Okay, I think I'm going to add 1 more 1/2 cup of milk because it's still a little bit thicker than what I want. Then we'll give it a taste, and then we'll put it in the bowl. All right. So it looks really good. Gonna set that aside here. It'll grip. I'm gonna give it a little taste. Very good. Valerie, you can come on over if you want some. This is really good pudding. So we're gonna set the pudding there. And I have more pudding that would fit in this bowl. But we're gonna go ahead and put our vanilla wafers in. And again, this is the part that is not from scratch. So the old favorite, Nabisco, which is really good. They're really good cookies. And actually, this is another bowl that I found at my favorite store. And it's actually a cake baking bowl. And I thought it was really unique. I hadn't seen one before. I see you, Valerie, but I can't quite make out your comment just yet. But we're going to line the bottom of the bowl with the vanilla wafers. So I like doing things a little different, things out of the box. And we're going to put some on the side here, give it a cute design. One is trying to get away from me. I guess the people at work, if they're on, y'all probably have some banana pudding tomorrow. All right, so I think we have enough round. We're gonna come back to the cookies in a minute. We're gonna slice up our bananas. And place them around the bowl, the bottom of the bowl as well. And they don't have to be all that cute because, you know, once nobody's gonna see it, and when somebody dig in, they're not gonna see how cute it was. They just look at the outside. I think I'm going to do one more banana.